Hi. Hello. Welcome back. Sorry if the audio is a bit janky. I am recording on my phone. There's a new background, as you can see. I have moved my bedroom around today. I hate where I am now because my floor in my bedroom isn't even. I'm on a very, very slight incline. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope the audio isn't too bad. I'm using a front-facing camera just so I can see myself. Where have I been? I have been away. I just also want to point out I have seen that people have commented on the final season 2 reaction. I'm not ignoring you, I've just been overwhelmed, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I will be reading them, probably not tonight because it's quite late, but I'll probably end up reading them at some point and replying to them tomorrow. I did try and start recording season 3 of Dark episode 1 today. My computer had a meltdown, really hoping that's not early signs of what we're going to be getting. This break, it wasn't even a break. I don't even feel like I've had a break. This wasn't intended to be as long as it was. It did make people aware that tomorrow, like obviously Friday, tomorrow, I wouldn't be posting or I'd be late. I still have the 2 teeth in. I didn't realise I forgot to update you all properly. I had antibiotics last week from Thursday to Monday. I was ill. I was so run down. I think I've only taken antibiotics once in my entire life, and that was about 10 years ago. They completely knocked me out. I had so many stomach, nausea issues. I wasn't eating. I'm eating a lot now. I'm making up for it. I don't know what the hands are. We'll just sit like Mr. Burns. Excellent. I wasn't eating because if I did eat, it would make a sudden appearance about 30 seconds later. I had absolutely no energy whatsoever. There's no chance, especially if it was just a random episode 4 of season 2, I wouldn't have minded because it's middle part. I mean, I'm holding myself to such a high standard here, but because this is the first episode of the final season, I wanted to make sure that I was perfectly energized to record the episode. So I feel like I'm energized now. The tooth, touch wood, I'm no longer in pain. The antibiotics seem to have worked. The infection has gone. Because they're still in my mouth, there's a chance that it could come back any second. The plan was to have them, like I said, I only thought there was one, but there's one right at the back that I didn't know. So I'd gone to the dentist and said that basically that the worst one at the back is literally just the root, with the, obviously, nerve, which has been the one that's given me a problem. And then there's one next to it that's also half. We're not all here to sit and listen about my teeth. I was going to have them out this week, even on NHS prices, because it was an unexpected payment. So I couldn't afford to justify spending both in one go. It's £70 odd, so it's £140. And obviously I don't get paid once every. I don't even get paid every 4 weeks. I get paid once on a specific date each month, so sometimes it could be 5 weeks. So to make sure that I could have enough money left till next payday, I thought I'll just get the one tooth out. But then, as I've mentioned that I've brought this house, my dad's brought this house. I'm very fortunate that my dad's brought it mortgage free, so then I'm buying it off of him. Even though it's been about a year this month since we stopped renovating. I'm getting sidetracked. I put the bookcase there. I did have the green one, but then the green one's gone in the bathroom. Pretty sure I've got undiagnosed ADHD at this point. My dad is coming round over the week. Well, my parents are coming round over the weekend, and me and my dad are going to be. I've got a gate with a fence in my garden that needs replacing, so it's going to be a case of pulling concrete, pulling posts out the ground, digging it out. And putting fresh concrete. It's going to be a long job, so I didn't get my tooth pulled because I didn't want to be in agony while doing manual labour, and I am very much an online, non-physical, manual labour kind of person. My dad and me are so opposite. I could sit and do a computer desk job for the rest of my life and not do an ounce of any manual physical labour. My dad's the opposite. He's very hands-on. I hopefully should have this next episode, the season 3 episode 1 out by Friday next week, back on schedule. So it's only 1 week that I'm missing, but then Patreon might take me a couple of weeks to catch back up. I mentioned a while back that I was going to try and, instead of using my webcam here, this crappy little thing that I literally have sat on top of my monitor, I was going to then potentially use my phone as a video source. I'd maybe do, I don't want to get, my window's here, so during the day when I tried recording earlier, it was so bad because I got light hitting me on my feet, it was flipped. As you can see, I don't have any curtains, I only have a blind. I do intend to get some curtains at some point, but when you're buying a house and then literally furnishing most of it, it's very expensive. So they are not like my priority at the minute. As you can see, we've got my little bookcase corner. This one you've seen in the past. I've strung up on the wall. I put a few nails in the wall. It's just red. I could put these. That's terrible. Let me just turn my big light off. That's how dark. It's a bit red. There's a street light right outside my house. You can see like the rays of light here. I'm getting like ADHD sidetrack. I don't have ADHD. Just put them there. I'm trying to plan this because I go on holiday in Wales, like to Wales in Wales. I go on holiday to Wales on the 14th of September, I believe it is. If I'm missing tomorrow, there's 8 episodes. If I'm going to stick to 1 episode a week again, unfortunately, I'm going to have to also extend the last episode like by a week, because as it stands, if I'd stuck to my original plan, I would have done it like it would have been complete before I went to Wales. 31st would be when this next episode is uploaded. So the 8th episode, technically, the final should be 18th of September. As I said, I am in Wales on the 14th to the 18th, and then I might potentially be staying an extra day till the 19th because I want to go to Hay-on-Wye. I could schedule it, but I want to be present, and I know that I won't be present. Like if I'm in Hay-on-Wye, because the 14th to the 18th, it's my mum's 60th, which is why I'm going. They're driving up separately, so this is why I might be thinking about staying, because it's a 3-hour drive to Hay-on-Wye from where we're staying, and then about 2.5, 3-hour drive from Hay-on-Wye to my house here. So to break the trip up a bit, either way, the 18th will probably not be a good idea for the final episode. So just to add a little bit of suspense with it being the final episode of the final season, I might miss a week. What I could do for the 18th is just a pre-scheduled video of where I go back and watch all of them again. Like just record bits over the next month of like me watching maybe 2 episodes at a time. Not recording like me watching it, but just like vlogging like this in a sense and just talking about what I've seen so far. I don't know, that could be like the little recap video, and then we get the final on the 25th. I don't know. Not only obviously was it the tooth, was it I was exhausted from not eating properly. I was just mentally drained. I was going online because it's like, also I just want to mention Heartstopper Forever. I didn't mention this, but in my head I mentioned it, and then I never actually got it to the hands doing its thing again. I never got it onto YouTube, but I was potentially going to watch Heartstopper Forever for YouTube. I kept that for myself because I've not actually reacted to Heartstopper 1, 2, 3. I thought it'd be a bit weird to react to the movie, the final thing, not having season 1, 2, and 3 on my channel. Literally the Friday, the second day into my antibiotics through the week, I sat on the sofa all day and I cried watching Heartstopper Forever. But just being online was horrible because near me, there's an event on the very last Saturday of the month of July. They do a Pride Day. It's like Pride Month in June, but they've got like a day at the end of July. I saw it advertised and I was scrolling through the comments and it was disgusting. Like I've mentioned before, I'm part of the LGBT community and all that. I don't like labels. I hate labels, and like I literally do not like people saying you're this, you're that. Like no, I'm just me. People was commenting on that saying like, oh, I've got some rotten eggs. Perfect timing, like make sure you come down this street, like commenting on this post, like I'll be down this street at 1 o'clock, implying that they was going to start egging the community. And then there was people like, oh, freaks, and people just basically being just disgusting human beings and basically just being horrible to a community that struggles every day as it is. And after just reading that online, I was just like so emotionally and physically drained, and the internet was like becoming such a horrible place for me. So I've tried to stay. I've been playing Dead by Daylight. I did a test stream a couple of days ago, but I've literally just took myself off of Twitter, off of Instagram. I haven't took myself off, but like I've stopped scrolling. I've stopped doom scrolling like on TikTok and everything. I've just gone to Dead by Daylight and I've just played a game because I just thought that the internet was such a horrible place for a bit, and I just needed to stop seeing all the ugliness. And I know people say that, oh, if you're seeing all the ugly stuff on the internet, it's because you're not looking in the right places, but literally, it's just everywhere. Hopefully, I should see you next Friday, 31st of July, 8 PM, with the first episode as the final season of Dark. I'm also wanting all of your suggestions, even if it's in this video, and then obviously in that video as well. I don't know what to watch, guys. It needs to be exclusive, well, not exclusive, but it needs to be available on Amazon Prime and Netflix in the UK. If it's on anything else, then sorry, can't watch it because I only have Prime, I only have Netflix, and obviously the problem with buying a house is you don't have a lot of spare money to be able to have like all these extravagant streaming services. And I only have Prime for the delivery, and I have Netflix because Stranger Things at the beginning of the year, and I just never got around to cancelling it. So those two, I am obviously looking at 1899. I can't remember what it's called. It's the same creators of from Dark. I need some anime suggestions because I want to go back to anime as well. So actually, I'm just, because it's on Patreon, obviously no one's going to see it. I'm just going to give you my list that I've put now, which is, I might have to double check this to see if it's still on, because I know a lot of stuff gets moved around. We've got The Expanse, which is sci-fi, Suits, which is drama, Yellowstone, which is a sorry, I'm looking over here because I'm reading off my PC. Yellowstone, which is a drama. Yellowstone was on my list as well for recent, like, it was, when I started Dark, it was either going to be Yellowstone or a motorbike. It was either going to be Yellowstone or Dark, and I picked Dark, and I'm so glad that I picked Dark, but Yellowstone was like torn. The Rain, which is, I'm pretty sure that might be Spanish or French. I don't know. It's not English. I just like, don't like shout at me if it's the wrong language. It's not English. I'm just gonna leave it at that. My friends have been watching it and they said it's not English, but it's really good, and I think it's on Netflix. We've got Lucifer, which is supposedly fantasy. That's it's the guy that I don't know his name. He was in a Doctor Who episode or a couple of episodes in season Martha. I don't know which one that is. Like season 3, I think. The New Who. He played a doctor with the Martha. Anyway. Supernatural, fantasy, heard so much about Supernatural. I also do know that the main character, I don't know his name, there's Dean and whatever. Anyway, the main guy that's blonde that's got short hair, he was on Smallville years and years ago for maybe like half a season, and then I think that's when Supernatural came out. The Summer I Turned Pretty. I haven't willingly watched a romance kind of show before, and I have unfortunately watched a few YouTubers react to season 1 and season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, but that would have been heavily edited videos, so I could still watch it and not know half the story. The Boys, which is superhero drama stuff. Superstore has got America Ferrera in. She was Ugly Betty. She was literally my idol. So embarrassing to admit this, but she was one of my idols growing up because Ugly Betty, I absolutely love that show. This was, what, 2005, 2006 to 2009, I think it was. There was only 4 seasons. I actually cried when that finished because I felt like I was growing with Betty. And then there's You, which is psychological. There's You, which is psychological, and I've seen clips on YouTube, but this was years ago, so I don't know any of the plot. But that's my list so far, so if you've got anything on that list that you particularly want me to watch, let me know. If you've got any other suggestions that, like I said, is Netflix or Amazon Prime. In the UK, I'm British, so it's got to be in the UK. I don't have a VPN, so I can't exactly just get onto American Prime. But no, thank you so much for watching. The hands are, I don't know what I'm doing, the jazz hands. I'm just gonna go, like, the hands are just gonna start friggin' waving again in a minute. I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.